Hi guys, happy Thursday. While I'm doing this, it's Thursday. Let's just address the elephant in the room, my white hair. I wanted to go really blonde and this happened. I feel like a grandma, if I'm being completely honest. However, I'm going to practice what I preach, and that is own it or it will own you. So I'm going to go with Ice Queen instead. So let's rock with that. Okay, I've got a juicy one for you today, as always. Today I am going to give you 4 really helpful tips to start practicing body acceptance for yourself. So before I give you those tips, I just want to talk to you and ask you a few questions about where you are with your body acceptance. So my first question is, do you hate your body? And do you dread looking in the mirror? Or do you spend ages in front of the mirror picking yourself apart every day? Or maybe you switch between the two. Maybe you switch between just avoiding mirrors at all costs or actually standing there and disliking everything you see. I used to waste so much of my time zooming in on my body and looking at all the things I didn't like. So I used to grab myself, like poke myself, squeeze myself and be like hating everything so much and just wishing that I looked different. And I wished I kind of put this Barbie doll person together in my mind. So I wanted someone else's legs from the gym, but then I didn't want their stomach. I wanted someone else's stomach and then someone else's like abs. That's the same thing, arms, and then like Beyonce's bum. Like, who doesn't want Beyonce's bum, right? But it was like so freaking exhausting. And it just goes to show that we can never be satisfied if we're constantly trying to search for, quote, the perfect body, because there's no such thing as the perfect body. You are perfect exactly as you are in any given moment, and I mean that. And so am I, and so are you. So if you can relate to what I've just said, and if you want to break free from this self-destructive pattern of body hate, then keep listening, keep watching, because I can help you. So the first thing I want to say around this is we attract what we believe about ourselves. I'm sorry to say this, but all the focus that you're giving towards your body's flaws is only causing you to find even more negative things about your body, because it goes in a circle, right? You focus on everything you don't like about your body in the mirror, then you think negative thoughts about your body, you feel disheartened and ashamed, and then you go into your day, whatever you're going to do in your day, work, whatever, with low body confidence. You feel shit about yourself. And then anything that happens in your day, you see that as an attack towards your body. So for example, if someone says to you, oh my gosh, you look well, you all of a sudden decide that they mean basically you look fat just because they said you look well. Like, it used to happen to me all the time, especially when I was recovering from anorexia, and then someone would say to me, you look well, I'll be like, that means I look fat. Like, and even just start questioning the conclusions that you jump to. And then when that happens, the step number 5 is you continue to find proof, quote, proof, that how you feel about your body is the truth and that you are flawed and everyone else thinks so too. And this is a pattern that you get in. So when you're in this cycle of body hate, focusing on things you don't like, finding evidence and proof for the things you don't like, it's in that circle, and it's really, really hard to get out of that circle. But if you're listening to this, watching this, and you're thinking, but I actually do hate the way my body looks, so what the hell am I supposed to do? I feel you, okay? I've been there. But there's no way I thought that there was no way that I could like my body unless I was a size UK 8 to 10, but it was more than just a size. I couldn't just be a UK size 8 to 10. I had to have no cellulite, I had to have abs and tan skin. Like, I had to go on the sunbed at least once a week outside, like, freak out. It was ridiculous. I set such high expectations for myself. And the funny thing is, I actually did reach those expectations. I did reach them numerous times during my diet binge cycle. I did get to a size 8 to 10. I did have no cellulite. I did have abs. I was shredded, blah, 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 blah. But the problem was with that is that I had a warped belief that unless I was in my idea of that perfect body, then I'd let myself go. So the diet binge cycle continued, and my goal was always the same, to not only get the weight off, but then stay at that weight. Like I had to stay there. If only I could just get there again, then at this time I would stay there again. I was like up and down for God knows how many years. But of course, I couldn't keep that low body weight because my body was constantly fighting against me to get to the body weight that my body wanted to be. My body didn't want to be the size that I desperately wanted to be. So I was constantly fighting against my own biology, and your biology always wins. I promise you that. So if you feel like you are done with the dieting, done with the body hate, then I can help you with your body image, because it is a mindset change. There's lots of work to do, but it is a mindset shift, okay? So how do we go from body hate to body acceptance and then to body love, right? So let's be honest, let's get real. You can't go from body hate to body love overnight. And nor should you want to, because then you miss out all of the beautiful relationship building between yourself and your body. And that is, you did hear me right. I am talking about you and your body entering into a relationship together. And if you think I'm crazy and you're wondering why you're watching this or listening to this, then I encourage you to keep watching and keep listening, because what you've been doing so far all these years hasn't worked, has it? That's all I'm going to say. So think of it this way, right? If you had someone who, number one, took care of you every single day, doing all they could to keep you alive every second of the day and night. Number two, warned you when something wasn't quite right or something didn't feel right. Number three, guided you through tough choices always. Number four, enabled you to walk, run, play, hug your loved ones, eat delicious food. And number five, a hell of a lot more. Would you, if someone did that for you, would you love that person? Or would you say to them, I'll only love you if you have abs or you can fit into size whatever jeans, right? I'm counting on the fact that you would show the above person so much love and respect. And I'm hoping that you've guessed by now that that above person is your body. That's what your body does for you every single day. So I'm also hoping that you wouldn't just tell that person to go away just because they didn't look the way that you wanted them to look. So I'm going to give you now 4 ways to start practicing body acceptance. And I have so many more of these tips and tricks that you can practice every day to deepen your body confidence. But I'm going to start with 4. And I promise you, if you commit to these 4, you will see a remarkable difference in how you feel towards your body. Okay, let's go. Number 1, stop comparing yourself to other people. This is a big one. Comparisons are never, ever, ever helpful in any areas of your life, whether that be personal or professional. You are unique. I know it's easier said than done, I know that, and it's so natural for us to compare, especially women comparing to other women, but think about how destroying that is. Instead of it being constructive, it brings you down and it makes you feel even worse. So most of the time, you're comparing yourself to, I've lost my train of thought. Most of the time, this is it. Most of the time, the women that you're comparing yourself to are also comparing themselves to you. So everyone's too busy thinking about what they look like and comparing themselves to you to even notice what you look like. Comparison is a thief of joy. You cannot feel joy and compare at the same time. So stop comparing yourself. I say this time and time again, but you are you, and that is your superpower, okay? Affirm that in your day over and over again. I am me, and that is my superpower. Okay, so tip number 2. I realised that I was seeing myself incorrectly. So looking back towards that body hate cycle, which you will see on my blog because I've done a little diagram from it, but when I was talking about looking in the mirror, seeing everything you hate, going into the world with low body confidence, finding evidence that you don't like your body because so-and-so said this, and then you took it as that your body isn't perfect or it's not looking like you want it to look. Being in that circle, however you perceive yourself, is how others will perceive you. So even if you think that you look shit, it doesn't mean everyone else thinks the same thing about you. So your perception of anything can either be your power or your prison. So if you continue to judge yourself, you will decide that others will also be judging you as well, the same way. That's not true. We go into this in depth in my body image coaching, but what you see when you look in the mirror is not what others see. Like, who cares what others think anyway? But until you're that far on in this journey, what you think you look like, nobody thinks the same thing as what you do. And it's helpful to acknowledge that. You don't see yourself as you truly are. You see yourself looking through the eyes of you. Whereas if you looked at yourself through the eyes of love, or through the eyes of someone who loves you, you'll be looking completely different towards yourself. So I like to say to my clients, imagine that you're putting on like rose tinted glasses, or I like to say love tinted glasses, and then practice looking at yourself through the eyes of love. For example, if you have a partner and you're lucky enough to have a supportive partner who says to you that they think you look beautiful and you look perfect the way you are, instead of jumping to the conclusion that you decided that they're lying about you, how about trying to look at yourself through their perception, through their eyes? It takes practice, but it's worth it. And just know that whatever you think about yourself, not everybody thinks the same thing as you. So you've got a warped vision of yourself. I hope that makes sense. That was quite hard to describe. Tip number 3 then is challenge how you speak to yourself, and then change this. Because if you speak to yourself like shit, you're going to feel like shit. Like, duh, it's obvious. But why do we do this to ourselves time and time again? The way we talk to ourselves is absolutely everything. Our thoughts affect everything. I say this time and time again, but it's so freaking true, right? So basically, we think that if we scold ourselves in an attempt to motivate ourselves, so if we speak to ourselves like shit in an attempt to motivate ourselves to get us to do better, then it will get us where we want to be. But it doesn't. In fact, it does the opposite. If you speak to yourself with compassion and gently encourage yourself, that does get you to where you want to be. So does taking the time to understand who you are as a person, taking the time to build that relationship up with yourself enables you to see yourself as you would see someone that you loved very much. So the way you speak to yourself every day has so much influence on your body image you wouldn't even believe. So let's stick with body image, and I'll give you an example. So when a negative thought pops up, give yourself a gentle reminder. Stop giving the negative thought such power. So for example, you tell yourself, I hate my body. So you look in the mirror and you're like, oh no, I hate everything that I see. Right. So you can swap that to, no, my body's fine, thank you. Everyone has a different body, like we're supposed to. It's not only the media that makes us think differently. I am me, and that's my superpower. And even though I might not like what I look like, I'm going to embrace who I am. So that's like an example of how you can talk to yourself differently and just keep practicing. It's like 2 different voices in your head, like the angel voice and the devil voice, if you like, talking to you. And there's the body hate one and the body love one. So let the body love voice speak louder. So if you hear the body hate voice, just dismiss it and then look at yourself through the eyes of love. These tips that I'm giving you, they really need to be practiced in actual action for them to have any effect. So please practice these. And the last one, number 4, is swap your focus from weight to health and how you want to feel. So this is a big one. Because it's only when you stop controlling food that food stops controlling you. Focus your attention on health, not weight loss. Health is a positive goal, weight loss is a negative goal. Health focuses on adding foods in, and weight loss focuses on restriction. And we all know that the body hates food rules. When you're taking care of your body the best way you can by making choices to take care of your body, making choices from a goal of feeling good, not trying to manipulate your body size, you will start to feel better connected to your body. So it's about building this relationship up with yourself. So one time it might feel good to have a bowl of ice cream because you're honouring what your body wants, and the other time it might feel good to have like a bowl of soup with some salad or whatever. But just connecting back to what you really want and make choices from a motive of health and not trying to make yourself smaller, that has a huge effect on your food choices and a huge effect on how you feel towards your body. So I hope you practice these body tips. Like I said, the key isn't just to read them, the key is to actually do them. So I have so many more ways to help you practice this, and check my blog where this video will be posted, because there's links to loads more different articles around body confidence and body acceptance. But I want to challenge you today to do those 4 steps into your daily routine. And also I want you to put at least 3 affirmations on your mirror where you tend to get dressed in the morning. So I've got affirmations on my mirror, and I'll give you an example of 3 of mine. One of them says, my body is strong and beautiful. One of them says, I act as my higher self every day and listen to my body and intuition. That's a bit of a long one. And the other one says, I am powerful beyond measure and I can have, do and be anything I want. Right? So you think of 3 affirmations that suit you and what your goals are and how you want to feel every day. Even if you just start off with, I am enough. Or if you can't even believe that, start off with, I have a body that works. Like, start off small and then keep building it up to where you actually want to be and how you actually want to feel. So if you liked this and it's helped you, please let me know. And I offer a free call if you wanted to work with me. I offer group coaching, online programs, and private one-to-one coaching. So let me know if you'd like to talk to see if I can help you further. Good luck practicing these, and I will see you next week. Mwah!